Uploading.
How are we doing tonight, folks? It is Ray and Kevin with another episode of the BJD Podcast. Tonight, Wednesday, August 10th. I am coming to you from the newly crowned SLG Network Studios in association with the BJD Podcast. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you missed that announcement, and I encourage you to go back and check out twitch.tv/the BJD Pod. And you can also search us out on youtube.com with BJD Pod. We don't have a custom URL yet. But once we get to 100, we will, and we need your help for that. So while you're at YouTube, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Like our videos, even if you don't like us. Share our videos to let your friends know and everybody around you know what you're watching, or just to make fun of us, because it'll help us out either way. Kevin and I are no strangers to being made fun of. We are professional wrestling fans, as you know, so we're constantly used to being made fun of. So with that being said, let's get into it. Let's get going. Kev, my man, I haven't seen you in 7 days. How the hell are you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, it's a day off. And about a week and a couple of days, I'll be starting a brand new job, which will make my hours a little bit more normal, per se. Because let me tell you, working 5 days and having your days off in the middle of the work week is very, very odd. But I'm excited for the new job venture. I can't wait till it starts. I'm realizing that I forgot to go and share this like a banshee to every Discord platform known to man, so you're gonna have to give me a couple minutes to do that.
Some social media sharing at the moment while we go live, because we always want to tell our friends, family, and followers that we are live. So I see, for those of you that are listening on Spotify or Anchor or FM.com, I am going to tell you right now that I am staring at a very, very different Kevin Wilson than I was staring at last week. Last week's Kevin Wilson had a hat on, bushy beard, unkempt hair. He just looked like perhaps he had rolled off the back of a train car. This Kevin Wilson looks very dapper, very clean cut, and the beard is trimmed up very nice, Kev. Would that have anything to do with what you were just talking about in starting your new job in a week and 2 days?
No, I needed a haircut, and it's good to have routine beard maintenance.
It is good to have routine beard maintenance. We are both bearded, we are both hairy, and we both enjoy our beards and our hair. So if anybody out there listening is wanting to start their own beard oil company, we are looking for sponsors. Feel free to drop us a line.
I will eventually go and get
beard oil
somebody
company, like Beard Life. Hey, we're here. We got no problem promoting you.
So there's actually a company that I do use called Fable Beard Company.
Oh, I do remember you talking about them. Hey,
And I
side
do like them quite a bit. They're very, very good at what they do. As I go and share to everything and anything. They're very, very good at what they do. They have a bunch of different beard oils. They have, what is it? They've also got deodorants, beard butter, beard balms, colognes, like anything you can think of. They're all different scents. They have beard shampoos and conditioners. One of my favorites, actually go and pull it up for you. Go and pull this bad boy up because I love it so much. And also because at the moment I forget. I forget the beard oil that I love the most. Here we go.
His Google machine. For those that are listening, you got the website that the people listening can go to and check out what you're going to show us that they can't see.
Yes, it is fablebeardco.com.
Fablebeardco.com. Looks like they have some pretty interesting, not in a bad way, very interesting beard products. They have a pretty large selection, it looks like.
All right, here we go. And Chersky.
There we go. A blueberry and tobacco beard oil.
And this was so like when you go and order what you want, they have the option where you could do a mystery beard oil or a mystery cologne. And this was a mystery beard oil that I'm like, okay, blueberry and tobacco.
Right.
I wonder how this smells. Fucking amazing. That's how this
because
smells.
We're talking about fresh tobacco, not secondhand smoke.
Yes.
Don't get the two confused, folks.
Here's the scent profile. Fresh blueberries, warm tobacco, aged mahogany, soft musk. It's like, it is so fantastic.
Nice. I really have to say that I kind of stick to what works for me, and vanilla and sandalwood, it's a good combination. It's a crisp, warm combination, and I just like it.
They have all sorts of different flavors. Flavors. Well, there probably could be flavors, but this one here, the Scribe, they're also named in different, like, fable, fairy tale, like, mythical type of character names, and they're all very unique. Like this one, it's a coffee and chocolate scent, coffee beans, dark chocolate, dark espresso, espresso. I always say espresso.
Espresso.
Why? Espresso. Espresso.
Yeah,
and a frothy latte.
Having an espresso.
The distiller is a spiced vanilla bourbon scent.
So real quick, right? If you are a dungeon master, and I'm saying dungeon master because Dungeons and Dragons for the past few years have been making a resurgence back into, I want to say, mainstream pop culture, especially with
Stranger Things.
So if you are a dungeon master or you play D&D with your what are they called? Your if you have your own Hellfire Club, let's put it that way. If you have your own Hellfire Club and you are looking for great gift ideas, I suggest FableBeardCo.com. They have the Bard, the Scribe, the Distiller, all different scented beard oils. And, I think that would really fit in well with our Dungeons and Dragons community. And maybe any Elder Scrolls players we have, or Skyrim players, or, people along those lines that enjoy those type of games. If you are a fan of older TV shows like Street Sharks, you can even pick up your own bottle of the Great White Banana Pet Wave Beard Oil.
They've also got, they have adventure stories on their website. They also have a hemp store, so like CBD versions of their beard oils.
Ooh,
Yes.
you had me at
And like I said, like you go to the Tap to Shop and there's beard oils, there's beard balm, butter, wash, conditioner, deodorant, cologne. They have a beard growth elixir. Though I'm not sold on like the beard growth elixirs. You know,
Not me either, man.
I kind of always looked at beards as if you can have it, you can. If you can't, you can't. You know?
I mean, the only thing that I would say possibly could help you with that would be that hair follicle thing, like brush thing. It kind of looks
Oh
like
yeah, the little.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
And what it does is it's supposed to stimulate your hair follicles. That's the closest thing that I've seen to working. Out of all of the pills, elixirs, bombs, that's supposed to help people connect the end of their mustache with the rest of their beard. Or you know what? If you can grow a great beard and your mustache is kind of shitty, shave the mustache, rock the Amish cut, bro. It's okay.
Hmm.
I used to
And
rock the fucking Kratos look about 8 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago. I was rocking the Kratos cut, man.
I used to have that cut. I used to have the Kratos looking beard.
I was shaving my head at the time, so I was bald, and I didn't even think of Kratos until a buddy at work was like, "Oh, look at you, looking like Kratos," and I kind of stopped and I was like, "Oh, all right, okay, I see it." So, but yeah, so that concludes the beer portion. The beard, not beer. We haven't done
Wow.
that yet. The
We don't have a beard sponsor. We don't have a beer sponsor yet, but oh boy, howdy do I want one.
Boston Beer Works, we are open to suggestions. A couple cases of Sammy Porch Rocka and some winter lager during the winter. We're good. So,
Going
Kev,
going send some Oktoberfest my way. I'll be happy.
you know what I used to like instead of Oktoberfest? Cherry wheat.
No, the cherry wheat's not bad.
No, it's not bad. Pretty good, okay, not too bad. So Kev, I was going through my podcasts that I listen to. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge fan of Conrad Thompson. I think Conrad Thompson does a fantastic job with the way he formats his podcasts and the way that he handles his guests and is able to steer them, no matter how far off topic they get, how he is able to steer them back to the point at hand. So, I was going through my podcasts, my wrestling podcasts this week, and I realized that I am all caught up. And for some of them, because of StarCast and because of the Flair's final match, some of them were best of or rehash shows. And I gotta tell you, man, I'm looking for new wrestling podcasts, but I'm kind of picky on it. I can't do Jim Cornette because I just can't.
Yeah, he's like one of those acquired tastes, and I don't really want to acquire said taste.
No, I can't. I can't do Cornette. I can't do Vince Russo. I'm a very auditory person, and while Vince Russo has the tenor of voice that I can listen to calmly, it's the Bros, bro.
Bro.
And the thing is, it's not like a riddle, bro. It's Vince Russo, bro. Bro. If I was doing this is what I'd be different, bro.
Like, bro, I created the entire Attitude Era, bro. Okay, bro, the whole thing, bro, the whole thing.
And I just, I guess I'm just trying to find out if you have any suggestions on new podcasts wrestling podcasts to listen to.
Oh, wrestling podcast.
Yes,
Okay.
new wrestling podcasts to listen to.
Let's see. What do I have for suggestions on new wrestling podcasts?
Yes.
I
I would like to preferably start from the beginning.
All right. Well, last week you gave me DDP's Snake Pit.
Yes. Have you listened to any?
I've been listening to the first few episodes, and I'm digging it.
Wow, it's great, and I also love the fact that you can go on YouTube and watch it and watch the episodes, because there are a couple times where Jake is like, and he's doing this, and I'm like, what is he doing, Jake? What is he doing? And then like they'll show a video clip, or they will, Jake's just doing something with his hands, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes so much more sense now.
So, excuse me.
Has been yawning since we got into the studio.
I've been yawning since I woke up
because it's night out. When the sun goes down, Kevin yawns. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
When the sun comes up, Kevin yawns. When the sun is at its highest point of the day, Kevin yawns.
I was just trying to Kevin for you. You just went and blew that shit right out of the water. Good job.
When he wakes up, when he goes to bed, while he's sleeping, he yawns all the time. Have you ever heard of stories with Briscoe and Bradshaw?
I keep forgetting to add that to my queue.
Yeah, add it. There's some good shit. I added it when Bully Ray was going to be on there, and I've listened to so many of their episodes. Their most recent one a week ago was Greg Gagne. They've had Victoria on. They've had Devon. They had Bob Roop.
Oh,
it's a famous Bob Roop Day somewhere out there in the wrestling sphere. Mickey, I'm just reading through like the most recent guests. Mickey James, Chavo Guerrero, Scott Casey, Nikita Koloff, Christopher DeJoseph, Rod Funches. They'll also go and do a best of the best series where they look at the best matches and they watch them back. Road Dogg, D'Lo Brown, Freddie Prinze Jr. One of the best was Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan at Shea Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
They had Wade Boggs on the show. That was a great episode.
Wade Boggs, huh?
They had
Pete Rose.
Oh, I'm looking. I'm gonna go and see if they ever had Pete Rose. I'm not sure if they did. They had Scotty 2 Hottie. That was a fun episode. Bill DeMott was another great one. They had a best of series for Eddie Guerrero. Let's see. What are some other ones? Kevin Sullivan was a great one. They had Tommy Dreamer on one. They've had a couple of Q&A episodes. They had a best of the best about Jack Briscoe versus Terry Funk.
Oh, that's good. We always hear about the legendary battles that they would have.
Oh, if there's any episode that you need to watch, it's Al Snow.
Really?
The Al Snow episode is fantastic. So
let me write that down in my newly minted SLG network / BJD Podcast. Stories with Briscoe and Bradshaw.
Yes.
And if you haven't been able to tell by the motorcycles whizzing by the studio window, it is summertime, folks. We are off of the highway. It's just a constant sound. If it's not that, then it's trucks and trains in the wintertime.
So just give me 1 second. I'm replying to a comment on Twitch. I don't know why it's not showing on the screen like we normally do.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Do that and this, and then hopefully it'll work.
Hopefully. Let's
Oh.
hope that it does. If anybody's down there in twitch.tv, let us know. Drop us some comments. So, like we were talking about, Kev, how was your day today?
Okay. And comments is still not coming up. All right.
No.
Huh. That's weird.
It is. It's a little weird.
Well, all right.
It's all right.
Showing up on Twitch.
All
right, so they're showing up on our actual Twitch, but for some reason they're not showing up on there.
Yeah, so I'll just live monitor the Twitch chat, because that is where you can watch us live, twitch.tv /
And I can go and comment back to
BJD.
Comments on it too as well.
Right. So we have one over on Twitch. It says, when do you guys merge with the SLG network? And do they have any podcasts for wrestling? That's actually a really good question, Speed. We actually will be merging with the SLG network in a couple weeks. And it was my understanding that there is a wrestling show coming down the pipe as well. So maybe I will add that to my list of things to listen to. I see where you were going, Speed. I appreciate that.
No. And I tried to answer it as quick as I could while also trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with our comments.
Yeah, today has been a day of technical difficulties, huh?
Yeah, I know. Like, what the hell? A stupid smart clock alarm didn't go off at all this morning, so fucking, smart clock can suck my nuts or whatever.
Well, I mean, maybe more than a smart clock at that point.
Yeah, well, okay. You know what? I'm just going to go and come out with it and say it, and maybe the people at Lenovo will hear me. Okay, yeah, I know phrasing. Maybe the people at Lenovo will hear what I have to go and say. Maybe they're listening right now. Mm-hmm. Your smart clocks are the dumbest pieces of wasted trash I've ever used in my life. To have it connect to your phone and then have it disconnect from your phone and then have to reconnect and then have to uninstall and then reinstall, and then this won't work with it and that won't work with it, and this thing doesn't want to do anything with it. Like, it is the single worst piece of shit I've ever gone and used in my life. So tomorrow morning this alarm better go off, otherwise this thing's getting thrown out and I'm gonna go to fucking Walmart and buy myself one of those alarm clocks with the bells that go ding 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 ding.
Yeah, those are just regular old school alarm clocks, and you can't go wrong with them. They wind up.
You can't go wrong with it. It'll go and wake me up, and it will do everything I need to go and do.
I've got
This thing has been it's been infuriating ever since I installed it down here. Mm-hmm. It was one of the things I bought up north and put it in a box and shipped it down in the truck.
Maybe it doesn't like the weather down there. Maybe it's too humid.
It's comfortable in the house. But I don't know what's going on with it. I don't care what's going on with it, but it's on its last straw. After this, it's getting thrown in the street, and I have a little mini sledgehammer I'm going to go and bash it to pieces with.
Did you say a little mini sledgehammer?
Yes, I have a little mini sledge.
Is that what is used to fix things on your yacht?
Why are you going to do me like that? I have a plan for that.
Well, we can always get to it later. You can always say,
I had
spoil the surprise.
I got a plan for that. I'm planning something cool for that.
You can still plan it, Kev. It's okay. It's okay.
Don't you talk about my yacht. I now own a yacht.
There we go. Are we going to see said yacht any point in the show? Maybe later on, or
no?
No.
Nope, we're not going to see the yacht.
No,
at least not tonight.
No, not tonight. No pictures.
Nope, no pictures. Well, no pictures yet.
Okay.
I gotta go talk with my guy. He's gonna talk with his guy to be able to go and get a picture to me. But I own a yacht. It's how great living in South Carolina has been for me. I've been able to save up enough money to own a yacht.
Nice. That's great. I'm happy for you, bud.
Yeah.
So let's get into a little bit of sports. As
We
our
have to.
listeners know, we are both Boston guys. We are both Boston sports fans. And if you didn't know, in the world of baseball, the Boston Red Sox suck. Management is a lot of the reason why the Boston Red Sox suck. But the Boston Red Sox are in the news for a completely different reason today, and it's not because they traded away Jackie Bradley Jr. and put some fuckwad in as his replacement, who likes to jaw jack with the fans because he keeps consistently losing the ball in the sun, which would be fine if he was hitting 400, but he's hitting 4. That's how bad he is. He's hitting 4. Big old 4. That's it. 0.004. That is what Jaron Duran is hitting. Jaron Duran needs to be gone off of the Red Sox. But that's not why they are in the news. They are not in the news because come the trade deadline, they did absolutely fucking nothing. That's not why they're in the news. The Boston Red Sox are in the news because their 34-year-old, 6'8", pitching ace, Chris Sale, was riding his bike to pick up his lunch Friday after a throwing practice in Cambridge, hit an undiscernible thing in the road, flipped off of his bike, and broke his wrist, and is done for the season. This comes 2 years after he signed a after he signed a 5-year extension that pays him about $25 million a year. So, Kev, buddy, fellow Red Sox fan, what do you think? I am chewing my gum abnormally hard right now because I am so annoyed with this. And I'm sorry for anybody who does not enjoy that. And for those of you that are ASMR friendly and do enjoy that sound, I will be more than happy to continue with that for a small fee of $4.99 a month over on my OnlyFans. No, I don't have an OnlyFans. But if I get a big enough request for ASMR, then I will absolutely start an OnlyFans. Because some of those OnlyFans are clearing 1.5 a year, and I'm okay with it. Boo-boo-boo-boo. Sex work is real work. So again, getting back to what I was asking about the albatross known as Chris Sale, Kev, your thoughts? Oh, hold on. I just wanted you to know that there is a comment that came in about 3 minutes ago from Twitch that said, will Kevin get mad about the Sale contract? So people are already expecting you to blow a fucking gasket. By all means, the floor is yours.
So you mean to tell me that you thought a fair contract to John Lester, who was stocky and would probably eat himself out of the league within a few years, was 4 years, $90 million? Huh, that's the same number they wanted to give Xander Bogaerts. But that was too high, and you didn't want to, so you traded him away and then tried to sign him anyway in free agency. And he just retired a year ago, and yet your wiry stick man, his actual nickname in Major League Baseball, Stick Man, gave him the fat loaded contract.
Only think
and
fat.
What's he done in 2 years? Pitched less than 50 innings.
I was going to say he's
pitched 5 2/3 innings this season.
5 2/3 innings. Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds so bad. Oh my God, that sounds so bad when you break it down like that. It really, the 5 2/3 innings all season.
Like, okay, here we go. He got traded to the Boston Red Sox in his age 29 season, 2018, won the World Series. He was 12-4 in 27 games. He had a 2.11 ERA. And he pitched 158 innings. Towards the end of the season, he did have, because he's a wiry fuck, they did go and shut him down for a little bit. They tried to conserve him a little bit.
Yes.
Because he throws hard.
Yeah, and he's got nothing to his there's nothing there. The man needs to drink 2 gallons of milk a day. Whole milk.
He had, well, hang on, Ray. Here were his stats for the some of his other stats. He had an ERA plus of 209, a FIP of 198, a WHIP. This is his WHIP, or walks and hits per inning pitched. His WHIP for the 2018 season was .861. Like, wow. Hits per 9 was 5.8. His strikeouts per 9 was 13.5.
Jeez Louise.
And for some reason, they're not showing his WAR in these stats. Unless I'm just not seeing it. I mean, he has a career WAR of 45.5. And he's 114-75 in his career with a 3.03 ERA and a 1.042 WHIP. He's got over 2,000 strikeouts now, 2,064 to be exact. But then you get into 2019, he was 6-11 in 25 appearances, a 4.4 ERA. He pitched 147 and a third innings. His ERA plus was 110. His FIP was 3.39. His WHIP was 1.086. His strikeouts per 9 were about the same at 13.3, but then he didn't play the COVID year at all.
Right.
And then he went 5-1 last year before he got shut down with Tommy John. He was 5-1 in 9 appearances. A WHIP of 1.336 and 11 strikeouts per 9. This year he had a WHIP of 1.059, 7.9 strikeouts per 9, but he only pitched 5 2/3 innings, and it was 0-1 with a 3.18 ERA. His ERA last year was 3.16. So wrestling fans, make of that what you will. It's okay. I was on a.
But he also
was on a drive to Anderson, South Carolina today, and I saw a sign that said John 316 on it. And the first thing that came to mind was the Family Guy gag about, the Griffins going to the Red Sox game, and Peter goes, oh, no, it's in the Bible. John 3:16 says he's a Red Sox fan. And Brian opens the Bible and says, and the Lord says, go Sox. And of course, talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says, I just whooped your ass.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Chris Sale only have like 2 rehab starts in Worcester and Worcester?
Yeah.
And
he only had like 2 rehabs in Worcester.
And in his
and then he had a couple in Portland.
Okay. And then but the thing is, his last start in Worcester, didn't he get slammed? Like, I'm pretty sure he got fucking drug out on that one.
Yeah.
Like, minor leaguers beat his ass like a Cherokee drum. Minor leaguers. Not to take anything away from minor league players, but minor league players are minor league players, major league players are major league players. There's a reason why they're each in their respective leagues. Do I think that an ace like Chris Sale should be getting jammed around like that by some minor leaguers? No, I do not. I think that Chris Sale should have been gassing them with the hot, high, stinky cheese almost every pitch. And for this management to think, listen, Cora is not blameless in this. As much as I love Alex Cora is not blameless in this. He should not have started Chris Sale. And guess what? If he did not start Chris Sale after that abysmal garbage in Worcester, he doesn't take the line drive to the pinky. He's not out of game. He's not out of the game, out of not traveling with the team. And he's not at fucking BC throwing rehab starts and then deciding to go get his fucking lunch using his bicycle and then breaking his fucking wrist. You are making $25 million and you jump on your fucking Huffy to ride through the city to go to what, fucking Chipotle? Bro, I would put a fucking amendment in your contract. Grubhub, Uber Eats, fucking DoorDash only.
So I'd like to amend what I said and issue an apology. It was actually his age 28 season he got traded to the Boston Red Sox. It was in 2017.
Yeah,
I thought he got traded right before 2018.
So,
I mean, 2017 season. All right, here we go. You want stats for that one? 17-8 with a 2.9 ERA. He had 308 strikeouts, pitched 214 innings.
wow.
He had a FIP of 2.45, a WHIP of .970, and his strikeouts per nine was 12.9. By the way, for those wondering, FIP is fielding independent pitching. This stat measures a pitcher's effectiveness at preventing home runs, walks, hit by pitch, and causing strikeouts. For those who are into advanced metrics and
metrics.
Yeah, I am not.
Yeah, because
I'm not.
Sound like you are.
I'm not the biggest. I'm at the point now where do I like all these advanced sabermetrics and all these different, the analytics, and the computer says that in the third run of the rotation, the computer said, oh well, the analysis said, I get it. We have all this data compiled that shows X, but what about the moment? The moment still needs to be there. You still have to have that baseball mind. And it started to infiltrate the NFL. You had we have a 26.32% chance of converting it on this third down, but if we don't, we go to the fourth down, we now have a 66.6% chance. So you add that to 32.2 and my 66 2/3% chance, and you now have 153% chance of winning, or whatever kind of fucking Steiner math.
I was just gonna say that sounds an awful lot like Steiner math. Hold on, before you go any further, we do have a comment coming in from Twitch. It says, "Hey, are you guys going to talk about the Celtics and the Bruins?" Pump your brakes. We're getting there, kid.
Yeah, dude, hold your horses. We're here for a while.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time, brother.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I say here for a while, it could just be, I don't know, another 20 minutes, could be another hour, I don't know.
Another 4 hours.
It better not be another 4 hours. We cannot upload more than 3 hours to Anchor, unfortunately.
There you go, folks. You can check us out on anchor.com.
Yeah. So we're over on Anchor, which allows us to also post on Spotify.
There we go. Non-counter. That's number 3.
More than 3, but I guess the official count is 3.
We need a ticker. Kevin's yawns. 3.
Oh, God, no. We're not doing a ticker. We're not doing a ticker for this. Just because I yawn. You know what? No, I'm drinking. I'm going to keep drinking. Because you know what? That's what I'm good at right now, especially with this Chris Sale news, especially with the Red Sox playing like shit. I mean, you lose 3 or 4 to the Kansas City fucking Royals.
God.
Jaron Duran can't field a ball to save his damn life. And then he gets chirped by the fans and chirps back because that's appropriate to go and do. Jesus Christ. Fire him off into the sun. Man, but God damn it.
Why would you want to fire him off into the sun? He's not going to be able to see anything.
Touche. However, still fire him off into the sun.
Oh, listen, I don't disagree.
Matt Barnes, fire him off into the sun. Hirokazu Sawamura, fire him off into the sun.
Bobby Dalbec,
fire him off into Jupiter.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about?
Let's see. And you know what? To go off of what you said earlier, you know, that at the trade deadline they did nothing. Can we get the ticker off? No.
All right, fine.
So I yawn 3 times, and I'm probably going to be yawning more. That thing is just going way too fast. I'm getting motion sickness looking at it.
Is it going to make you yawn again?
Yeah, shut up. Everything makes me yawn.
Hey, Kev. What?
I could be watching the most riveting game of baseball. You know, I could be watching Don Arcillo's call of Manny Machado's game with... God! I could be watching Don Arcillo's call of the San Diego Padres when Manny Machado last night went and hit a walk-off home run, and I would still yawn because I just yawned. Probably get this
more water.
I don't care.
You know what's a good water?
Does whiskey count?
Liquid Death.
Does whiskey count?
Liquid Death water.
Why would you drink Liquid Death?
Because it's great water.
But it's Liquid Death.
Yes, and it comes in a can. Nothing says Liquid Death like fresh water in a can.
Okay, I guess I'll drink to that.
So, going on to our beloved Boston Bruins. Are you excited about this news? We can party like it's 2009, bro. Because not only is Marchand going to be back from his injuries, Bergey's coming back. You know who else is coming back besides Pasta, Marchand, and Bergey? Fucking Krejci, bro. David fucking Krejci's back. You can party like it's 2009. I am convinced that every sports team in this city is going fucking stupid. This is how I know I'm not in my timeline. Because usually, when I'm in my timeline and not in somebody else's timeline, when a team says we want to go younger, that usually means that they don't sign the veteran players that they let go 2 years ago. I'm just saying.
So, in prepping for this, I searched David Krejci and, holy shit, his wife.
What?
Look up Naomi Starr with 2 R's.
Oh, to the Google machine.
Yeah, go to the Google. Look her up. Holy shit.
Naomi Starr with 2 R's. Hit enter. Images. What in the fuck? Okay. All right. So, wow. Naomi Starr is David Krejci's wife.
Whew.
And,
wow.
For those of you who have a Kindle, just look at the cover of the book on her knees. By Naomi Starr, because that's her. Wow, that's amazing. She's a well. I certainly.
Yeah, I'm sorry
for eating crackers. That's for sure.
I'm sorry that I derailed everything there with that. I just saw that and went,
Did you just
holy. No, I didn't yawn. I just looked. I'm like, holy shit.
Just your mouth being agape.
Yeah, my mouth was agape. It looked like Patrick Star in the SpongeBob movie.
So what do you think about that? A team.
Oh, David Krejci coming back. That's gonna make me yawn out of boredom.
Yeah. So Butch Cassidy's gone, and
Yep.
you bring in a new young hip coach for all these
Yep.
young players that you're gonna bring in, and you bring in like 97-year-old David fucking Krejci. I can say
With 96-year-old Patrice Bergeron.
It's been almost like fucking 20 years that he's been with the Bruins.
Well, he's 36.
Yeah, he's probably been playing for the
But then
Bruins since he was 17.
But then you got Patrice Bergeron, who's 37.
Playing since he was 17 for the Bruins.
Yeah. I like for Bergeron, I understand, because I couldn't envision him playing in any colors other than black and gold.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, I'm fine. Marchand, great player. I got a friend of mine who she looked at me and was like, I hate I hate Brad Marchand because he doesn't play for my team. I'm like, yeah, he's that type of player. That if he was on any squad, I'd probably want his guts, like a Matt Cook back in the day. Open him up and spill his guts all over the ice. I'd be happy.
Oh, listen, he is the new face of agitation.
I still laugh whenever I see the clip in the 2011 Stanley Cup Final of Marchand with one of the Sedin brothers, and he takes, I forget which one, if it was Dan or Henry, and he takes one of their gloves in their hand and starts hitting, like looking like, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Stop hitting yourself, man. You're going to hurt yourself. Still love when Lucic went and shoved his fingers in, God, I forget who was the biting one.
That guy. Yep.
Yeah, but like Lucic goes, hey, you want my fingers? Huh? You want them?
What about?
I forget his name.
What about that ridiculous season that Brad Marchand had, where he just went around licking people's faces?
Sorry, what was that?
When Marchand went around licking people's faces.
Yeah, I remember that too. By the way, your mic is very quiet.
Has it always been quiet?
It just started getting quiet. God, this is fucking ridiculous tonight.
Great.
Here we are, folks, excited that we're going to the SLG network, that things are going to be on the up and up for us, that we're going to be doing fantastic, and now we're having all these technical difficulties, and it's like, dude, what the fuck? All right, now we got nothing. Oh, fucking hell. Oh... Technical difficulties. Nothing. Oh, wait. Or no, that might be in my head. Hang on. I'm going to go and cut the music so that way it's a little bit better. Yeah, for those listening later on, yeah, this is going to be a very awkward portion.
How about...
Hey,
right.
Ray's back.
There we go.
All right, now you don't sound like you're talking far away from the microphone.
Good. Wow.
Though, to be honest, sounding like you're far away from the microphone talking is a lot better than sounding like you're right up against it with a ruffling bag of chips.
You know what? I absolutely understand what you are saying. And hey, Kev, for that, I'm going to ask if you can loan me $30.
Can you pay me back?
I mean, yes, I will absolutely pay you back. I mean, it's not like I'm fucking 45. I mean, 25.
Yeah.
I can't even say 25. It was like I was 15. 15, and I would try to not pay people back because I was 15.
We might have to cut this.
You know?
Might have to cut this.
Ain't nothing to cut. Cut your nuts. Oh,
Yeah, I
can't find them.
Like when you were talking about podcasts earlier, if you weren't just looking solely for wrestling ones,
yep.
You know, I would have gone and mentioned the Always Sunny in Philadelphia podcast.
Yeah, you mentioned that, you've mentioned that one before. We had the conversation of I'm not really a Always Sunny fan, but you said it's not so much about the show; it's about the fact that they just rip on each other pretty much the whole fucking podcast.
Yeah, they'll go and talk about the episode, you know, and like different things, but they'll go on and rip on each other all the time. But one of the things that they go and do is they say something, and then immediately they realize, ooh, I probably shouldn't have said this. Cut that, cut that, cut that, cut that. And it never gets cut because you hear them go, cut that, cut that, cut that. So it's like they're purposely saying stuff and going, ooh, wait a minute. Nope, I'm not Mac. I'm Rob McElhenney. Cut that, cut that, cut that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Rob McElhenney, I saw the other day a commercial for his and Ryan Reynolds. They have a documentary series going to FX about the Wrexham football club that they bought. Yes. So I'm very excited for that, you know, especially where I have my brand new thing right here from Ted Lasso. Be a goldfish.
Be a goldfish.
So, yeah, no, back to the Bruins talk. I don't know. I kind of okay. You're on number 5 or 4 or whatever. So I don't know, man. I kind of look at this whole. God damn it.
For those of you that are listening, the ticker at the bottom of the screen has just been updated, so Kevin's yawn total so far is up to 5.
Yep. Anyway, I don't know what to make of all these moves or lack of moves. You know, the Red Sox at the trade deadline, they didn't buy, but they didn't sell. They got our Hosmer, so we actually got our baseman. They got Tommy Pham, who is playing his nuts off. You can tell that Tommy Pham, in like I think his 3rd or 4th team in 2 seasons, is like, boy, maybe this is it, and he's fighting for his career.
Right, but doesn't that scare you, though? Doesn't that scare you having somebody who in 2 seasons has been on 3 or 4 other teams?
It does scare you, but at the same time, it's like, you know, let's say the Braves, you know, or let's pick. You know what? We'll pick the Braves. Let's say the Braves, like today. We'll look this up as I set this up. You know, you have excellent shortstop. You know, like Dansby Swanson is an excellent shortstop for the Atlanta Braves. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, I looked at the score of the Sox Braves game, and like I've said before on the podcast, I'm a Red Sox fan first and a Braves fan second. I might have to become a Braves fan first and a Red Sox fan second the rest of the season because
the Red Sox ain't going nowheres.
Well, at 54 and 57, I don't think so.
Shame is what it is.
You know, but the Braves today, they called up their top prospect, Vaughn Grissom, who homered in his major league debut.
Is that a?
You gotta be. You. No. He home. I am. Hang on.
Good God.
Oh.
Use your words. Use your words. We have listeners too.
So, not only was it an excellent bat flip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go and pause. Okay, good. So I cannot share sound, because if I share sound, we might have an issue with some people.
Oh, yeah.
But this is...
I think we can share sound as long as we talk over it. Like, keep it low enough where you can hear it, but that we can talk over it, because I've seen a few podcasts do that. And they're still around, so...
All right, let me unshare for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And just make sure that it's low enough.
Yeah, no problem. And while Kevin gets that squared away, folks, let me tell you about us and how you can watch us. You can watch us on twitch.tv/BJD or you can head on over to...
Down there.
And you can also subscribe there. Please do that. It's one step towards monetization. You can also head over to youtube.com, and in the search bar, you can type in BJD Pod, and then hopefully if enough of you do that and subscribe while you're there at the page looking at us, making fun of us, you can subscribe, like, and share and help get the word out. And this is your new favorite podcast. Even if it isn't, it is. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we will have our own custom URL over at YouTube, and that would be fantastic. That would be another step in monetization. I'm talking a lot about monetization because that's the ultimate goal, right? We all want to make more money, and we also want to save more money. And if you want to save more money, head on over to savewithconrad.com for your investment advice.
You are hammering away at all of these different ad companies to try to go and get them to be like, hey, they're talking.
Listen, so for those of you that don't know, and if you don't know, you will, we announced last week that we are going to be heading over to the SLG network. The BJD Pod's coming with us, and we're going to have a whole bunch of things in the works. A great group of guys there, all very like-minded. They want the SLG network to succeed. But for those of you that don't know, Kevin and I were a part of we were a part of a show on the SLG network at one point. Things did not go the way that you would think they did. There's a lot of drama, lack of communication, things like that. So Kevin and I decided that we were going to, in wrestling terms, Cody Rhodes it. We bet on ourselves. Well, a couple weeks ago, while we were having, I think it may have been our What We Were Watching episode.
Yes, it was the What We Were Watching episode.
One of the co-creators / co-founders of the SLG network, where it was in our chat, unbeknownst to us, interacting with us and telling us how much they liked the show. So we close up the show. Kevin and I get inboxed. And after getting inboxed, we set up a time. We have a meeting. We talk about our differences and whatnot. We may have spent some time over in one of their YouTube channels when they were doing the watch along for SummerSlam. And we did what adults do, right, Kev? We talked about and opened a line of communication about the things that went on the other show that we were there on the SLG network, and what we were hoping to accomplish if they would have us back. And after clearing the air, after a little bit, they asked us back. So we Cody Rhodes'd it. We bet on ourselves, started the BJD podcast, made some noise. And just like Cody Rhodes went back to WWE and debuted at WrestleMania, we will be heading back over to the SLG network. And I got to tell you, I have a completely different mindset, and I have a much better feeling going into this than when we were leaving. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and I see nothing but great things on the horizon for us and for that network. So, if you didn't know, now you know. So, Kev, do you have that? You have
You're
that space?
nicer than me.
You have that?
You're nicer than me.
Listen. I was trying to be. Trying to rein everything in right now because it's very easy to go off and tell people about the show that we were on and how slimy and how deceptive and how much of a pussy the person that runs that show is. How are you going to steal money from one of your co-hosts? And then when he puts you on blast after giving you chance after chance after chance after fucking chance to rectify it and pay him back, call all of the fucking screenshots that he posted to your fucking Facebook and your fucking channel, you cocksuckers, allegations.
Ooh.
You fucking pieces of shit.
Yep. Oh, no. There you
fucking
go.
dare
There
you.
you go.
And for all you little fucking followers from across the pond, fucking mouth washing their tea and crumpets, we got your back. We got your back. Fuck you. How are you going to have the back of fucking thieves? See, Kev, that is why. Cut that. That is why I tried to be measured.
Oh yeah, no, you basically you took the words right out of my mouth because, like, I don't understand how you could ever go and associate yourself with people like that. It just, to me, and now that you took the words out of my mouth,
you're gonna find some new
for those who don't know, you'll never know, because I will cut that from the before I go and upload it. I can sum it up as you never truly know how a person is until money's involved.
Oh.
I found that out the hard way, with an old friend of mine who they are a massive Harry Potter fan.
Mm-hmm.
They had an opportunity to go see The Cursed Child on Broadway in New York City.
Okay.
They asked if I wanted to go. I said sure. Then they asked if I could go and pay for the tickets, and they would pay back. So I gave my credit card.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have done that. And I also should have gone and told them, look, I'm going to give you this, but like, you need to be mindful that this is not you spending your money. This is you spending my money.
Yep.
So please make sure that the tickets are, not the cheapest in the house, but, at least are not, like...
I don't want nosebleeds. But I don't want balcony or orchestra pit either.
Yeah, like I don't want floor. I don't want nosebleed, but if it's like a fairly inexpensive balcony,
mezzanine,
something like that. Instead, they went and got one of the more expensive tickets in the house. And every time I asked about paying me back for it, because obviously I'm going to eat some of that money,
of course,
because I wanted to go at first. Every time I asked, they'd never be able to go and pay back. They'd never be able to pay back. And then eventually they got a boyfriend, and he went with them. Never paid me back. Now, both of them are on the hook to go and pay me the whole thing.
Right.
Never paid back. They ended up getting engaged, had a wedding, adopted the dog, and gave the dog back up within a day because it was too much for them to handle.
A fucking day. How do you know what's too much?
Yeah, exactly. They had enough money to be able to go and move out on their own, get their own place, to be able to have a wedding. They turned into quite the bridezilla when it came to the wedding planning. and me and a couple of the friends of mine, we were going to go together, the three of us, and it was me, guy, and a girlfriend, not girlfriend.
Right. Female
And we were
friend.
going to walk in as like polygamous Mormons to a Catholic wedding. It's like the ultimate, like, I could be a petty bitch, and that definitely would have been a very petty move.
Oh, yeah. That's a PBM, petty bitch moment right there.
But, you know, like, there were so many different things, and I can get into this, whatever, it doesn't matter. But, like, eventually, all three of us said no to the wedding. Like, we're not going to go.
Right.
When the two of them said, we're not going to the wedding, it was not a big deal. When I said, it was like World War III, 4, 5, and 7 started. We're skipping 6 on this one.
That's what your yawn total's at anyway.
Shut up. Anyway, so fucking, like, you would have thought I went and insulted like 3 generations of their family, you know? And it's like, look, still owe me the money. You're asking for, you know, in lieu of gifts, give us money for the wedding. You're refusing to go and give me any kind of money. So pardon me if I'm like, you know what, I really don't want to go to this wedding anymore, because I'm going to have to spend more money on you when I spent already $700 fucking on you. So that way you and your boyfriend can go to fucking Broadway to go and watch a Harry Potter show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like, and then of course I read The Cursed Child, and it's like, oh god, that is such a crock of shit. Like, I'm gonna spoil it for people. Apparently, Voldemort and Bellatrix got it on and had a daughter. And it's like, wait, what? And then time travel's involved. They don't even do time travel right. As a Doctor Who fan, they do not do time travel right at all. You know, and it's like, this whole thing is so stupid. It's like J.K. Rowling's trying to erase what she's done.
It's my firm belief that J.K. Rowling is trying to erase herself.
Well, yes, her views are definitely very, very out there. Now,
very not what you would expect Harry Potter to have his views. Views.
But when you go and read back after everything has transpired with J.K. Rowling, and you go and kind of see, like, yeah, you know what? Somebody went and said, like, no, if you reread it and you read about the goblins running the bank, it's definitely an allegory about maybe a anti-Semitic allegory. And reading it back, I'm like, yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah. I saw all of those articles, and I refused to go back and reread the books because I enjoyed the books, and I don't want to taint it. I know it sounds foolish, but there's enough of this going on in real life. I don't need to bring that into.
I had a friend of mine. She loves Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely loves it. Different person from this one. Right. To finish up this story about Cursed Child. Eventually, I had an old friend of mine go and tell me, what you need to go and do is ask one last time, and if they still say no, then consider this your wedding gift and just drop her completely.
I mean, it makes sense.
And so I did that. I went and asked one last time. It was even one of those, if you have $5 to spare, give me $5. It's all I ask. Start whittling away at this. She said no. So I went, okay, then consider it my wedding gift. I closed out the message and I unfriended her and deleted everything. And but nothing. There was no resistance, no nothing, you know. So it's just like, it confirmed in my head that even prior to her finding her now husband,
right,
it just confirmed in my head that she really was using me for a lot of things in life.
Oh yeah.
You know, I was in the reverse of a friend with benefits. You know, friends with benefits, we all know, is, you know, two friends
with benefits,
they fuck and they walk away. This one, it was all the benefits of a relationship without the actual, like, physical part to it.
Oh.
And this was going on for like 6 months.
So you're saying that you were just friend zoned with a dry pee-pee?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You know, and I'm not a person that really believes in the friend zone per se. You know, I just kind of look at it as like, no, she like, yeah, I'm into her, but she's not into me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. You know, look, I've finally come to the realization with myself that I'm content. Like I'm single. I'm content with that. I'm comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with that. You know, I'm not like, oh, I need to find somebody. Oh, I need somebody
You're not
to
a creep
love.
about
You
it.
know, no, I'm not a creep about it. I've never been a creep about
Well,
it. But it's
okay,
also
all
one of
right.
those
I don't
like.
mean.
I knew what you meant.
I mean creep.
I knew what you meant.
We would use the term creep back in the 90s, or early 2000s.
Okay, yep. Now I see. Now I definitely see what you're talking about.
I wasn't meaning like creep as in today's standards of creep.
Yeah, which is
creepy.
Wow. So like, I'm very comfortable with myself. You know, I'm happy with who I am as a person. You know, especially in these last few weeks of getting the new job, finally adjusting. I finally have the license plate on my car. It's a South Carolina license plate, so it's like it is in the ground official. I'm never going back up north unless I win Mega Millions or Powerball someday. Then you'll probably see me back up there. Or you'll never see me again. Honestly, if I win Mega Millions or Powerball, you're never going to see me again. I'm just going to disappear off the face of the earth. I have my plans, and I'm not telling you what.
Listen, if I had won that Mega Millions jackpot for $1.3 billion, I was going back to my old neighborhood and buying every fucking house on the street to the tune of $2.5 million a piece.
Wow.
Yes, I would have offered the owners, here you go, here's $2 million, $2.5 million, vacate your house, take all your shit with you. I don't care where you go. I would have bought the entire fucking cul-de-sac. And then I would have rented some of them out. I would have given them to the people that, actually lived across the street from me. Would I go back to my old childhood home? Maybe I'll rent that one out.
I have my plans. I'm not sharing those plans because, if I ever win, obviously it'll be out in the open of what my plans would be. But just know that I would be very happy with whatever those plans will be.
Well, it would really suck if you were making plans that you weren't going to be happy in.
No, it definitely would suck, but nope, I would be very, very content and happy with these plans. But like, I'm comfortable being alone. I'm comfortable, like I'm in my bedroom. I'm comfortable in here. I'm content. I'm happy. I'm comfortable with going to a restaurant. You hear people going to say, "Oh, going to a restaurant or bar by yourself, that's weird." It's like, no, it's not. Can we go and change the societal norm of like, it's odd and creepy and weird if somebody goes to such and such alone? It's like, no, it's not.
I have had this in the SLG group chat, right? Pete's in there, and I'm dropping them by. I'm dropping them. I'm dropping you, Jody. Jody's in there.
I'm like going, Pete. What the fuck is
Pete? Yeah, no, Jody. Sorry. Jody,
Mr. High Roller.
Mr. High Roller. Jody High Roller. I had this conversation with him months ago. Are you?
I saw the picture. God damn it.
Cursed Images 101.
God, that's Cursed Images 101, 02, and 03.
So, I've had this conversation with Jody a few times. And he is of the firm belief that it is creepy to take yourself to the movies, to take yourself to dinner. And I still haven't cracked the idea as to whether or not he thinks that it's actually creepy or if he thinks that he's giving off the perception that he's creepy. And I gotta say, the way the conversations have gone without asking, I kind of think he's along the lines of feeling like both. Like he feels like from his perspective, it would be creepy, and he feels like from an outsider's perspective that they would look at him like he's being creepy. And I'm trying to tell him, like, that's not how it goes, bro. Like, taking yourself to dinner, sitting at a bar, ordering dinner, and just kind of having some time to yourself, there's really nothing like it. It is pretty fucking awesome. And then you get to just shoot the shit with any Tom, Dick, or Harry that comes up to the bar and, sits a couple seats away from you, especially if it's on a weekend. Like there are times where my wife takes weekend trips with her friends. Usually during the summer, she goes to the beach. There was one day a few years ago where I had found an ale house opened up. Big fan of this ale house, and because it carried a lot of local products, a lot of local beers and libations, if you will. And so there was one time she went there, and I'm like, you know what? They had these fucking amazing wings. And I was like, I kind of want those wings. And I was like, you know what? It's just me. I'm going to go get some fucking wings. So I went there, and I went there with the intent on having some wings and a couple beers. And then 5 hours later, I was leaving. But I was leaving because I was leaving 5 hours later because I had fun. I had fun just talking to strangers in passing. But most of the time, I was just sitting there trying all the fucking different beers, man. Everything they had on tap. They had it was right at the time that Fat Tire had released their hemp beer.
Ooh.
Oh, so good. So good. I had that. I had, I think it was Too Juicy from Two Roads. That was a fantastic one. That had a 9.8 ABV. One of the very few beers that was ever served to me in a sherry glass. Because the ABV was so high.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't given to me in a normal pint glass.
Well, like, I've gone and done it. The restaurant Denny's, I would go to Denny's on my own, sit at the bar counter, and go and grab their, or going to IHOP. Like, I would go and do that. There was a bar back up north in Haverhill, Mass, called the Peddler's Daughter. It was a little basement bar, Irish pub.
Mm-hmm.
Great place, great bar, excellent. One of the best Guinnesses I've ever had. And I would go there alone. And I'd say, oh, don't do the ticker. It's just going to distract me more.
It's fine. You're good.
Anyway, I would go there alone. And the last time I went there alone, I was there for about 3 or 4 hours. Because I had one friend living abroad, one friend who was with his girlfriend, another friend too far away. We're already doing something else. So I'm like, all right, no, I'll go down to Peddler's by myself. I don't have a problem with that. God damn it, seven times.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get to 2 more because then I can use a movie line. But like, I would go down. I went down there this one night, and I was there for like 3 or 4 hours. And I had an empty seat on either side of me. And I would just, like, somebody would come in, hey, is anybody? No.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started talking with them. Whoever it was. There was one guy I was talking to who gave me his dating history. And I'm just like, the whole like, oh, no, it's fine. He goes, no, thanks for listening, man. Otherwise I would have just stewed here at the bar and, probably had a couple of shots.
Right.
There was one time I had one of my friends who's like, hey, look, I know you just got here. I have to go and deal with something for work. So I'm sorry. I went, no, it's okay. I'm just getting there. I wasn't going to leave. So I sat down and I started talking to a woman for 2 hours.
Oh,
and she was also giving me her life story.
It's funny how that happens.
Yeah, I know.
And then you can choose to listen or choose to not.
Yeah, well, I listen because I go and listen to anybody. I'm a very personable guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go and talk to anybody. When I'm in a bar, I have a very no, I'm a very jovial. I got a very neutral to very happy looking face. I open up my face a little bit, half the facial motion. I smize. Smile with my eyes a little bit. They're a little bit open.
Did you really just say you smize?
Yes. Well, look, that's a pandemic thing. That's a pandemic thing when we had those godforsaken masks on.
Oh boy!
Remember to smize, guys. Remember to smize. Up yours, lady. But I'll smize. But
I'm gonna use that later.
When I'm in a store, my goal in the store is to not be any more distracted than I already am, because there's so much shit in the store.
Fucking user focus, man. Get in, get out, get gone.
Dude, I try the get in, get on, get off, get out method of going into a store, and it does not work. With me, at least. Because what I'll do is I'll go and see, let's go and take a Walmart, for example.
Yeah.
I'll go in, and I always, whatever Walmart it is, I always go in on the pharmacy side. And... Okay. I'll stop because, oh, wait, do I need this? No, I don't need this. No, maybe I do. No, maybe not. No.
Oh, no.
Wait, what was I coming in the store for anyway? Crap. Now I start wandering around aimlessly, filling my cart with stuff that I either didn't need or I do need, but I forgot that I needed. Right, and it's just like, the ADHD doesn't help because I see something shiny, and shiny in this case doesn't actually mean shiny.
No,
it just means it catches my attention. Catches my attention for a brief second. I go, wait, what? Ooh, wait, do I actually need this? Oh,
and the answer is always no. No, you don't actually need it, but it's still in your fucking cart.
But do you put it in the cart anyway? Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Target is worse.
Nope.
Target, Walmart at least, you come out of the store with the stuff you intended to go in for. Target, most of the time, you go in going, toilet paper. I need toilet paper. And only toilet paper.
300.
And you come out with all sorts of different stuff except toilet paper. Mental note for myself, I need to go and buy toilet paper.
There you go. You're welcome.
That mental note will be gone in about 5 minutes.
I will write it down for you on my newly minted SLG network notepad. Kevin.
Speaking of ADHD, as I was browsing TikTok, one of my favorite TikTokers is an ADHD person himself. And he talked about intrusive thoughts. And the first bits of this skit was he's typing away on a laptop and the intrusive thoughts say, break the laptop in half. It would look cool. And I sat in my chair like, oh my God, another thing that's like as if I needed any more like confirmation that I have ADHD, because let me tell you something. Every once in a while, I'll be talking with people and then a thought runs through my head.
Punch him in the throat. Punch him in the
throat. Kick him in the dick. Titty twist her.
I know.
Titty twist her.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, wait a minute. Ooh.
Oh boy.
All right.
Have you found?
I know I said that I know that I said I was comfortable, but when it ever does happen that I find myself dating somebody, I'm gonna have to try something.
Purple nurple?
That too.
Okay, so there's two things you want to try.
Yeah.
Taking a dirt road home? Okay, so now we just made three things that you want to try. Okay. You going to share with us before the list gets longer?
If you're thinking what I'm thinking when it comes to a dirt road...
Because I literally just suggested you taking the dirt road home, and you were like, so that wasn't it. Yes.
Okay. No. The disability and disease I suffer from, no. I don't do that.
It's not clean. It's not clean.
It will never be clean. And I can't do that to them because of the horror of these last 4 years.
Kevin's like, ma'am, I'm going to need, you're just going to have to come in and I have to use the garden hose. I need to make sure for myself. I know you did it yourself, but I need to make sure that it's me. It's not you, it's me.
You know, it's a part of that, and it's also a part of nothing is going near me. Nope, only a doctor can go there, and a properly trained doctor in that type of stuff.
Wait, aren't all doctors properly trained in that type of stuff?
Maybe.
I thought it was part of general medicine and just get the.
That's different. That's the prostate.
Right. Which is located where, Kevin?
Yeah, I know where that's located, but I have a different area with my Crohn's. I have a much different area to go and cover than just a simple prostate.
Fair point. Oh my God, we have devolved so much. What happened to the fucking video clip from the baseball game?
I don't know what happened.
We devolved so hard just now, and I'm just sitting here like, yeah, let's go with it. And 20 years later,
because let's go with it.
Listen, that's what we do here at the BJD Podcast.
This is a part of the episode I have to go and cut out anyway, so it's like, fuck it, let's go. Like, I think I start, like, here's the other part to ADHD, is you start a topic, which leads to another 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 3 topics off of that. And then the middle topic is the one that gets extended, but then the top topic comes down and intersects and joins, but then this bottom one eventually comes in and becomes a full focus. And none of these topics in the back have ever been finished, ever.
Yes, that is absolutely correct.
It like, I love and hate my friend for, and they are very much ADHD, so they're able to tell that I have it as well. Because when I talk to one of my friend I've known since kindergarten, when I talk to him, I'm not like this. Like, who the fuck changed my name?
Bro, that has been, I was waiting for that. That has been changed since you told the story of being friend zoned with the dry PP.
Wow.
That was like 26 minutes ago, bro.
Holy shit. How do I change it?
I got you. Don't worry about it.
No, I got it. I figured it out. Holy hell. This is Kevin Wilson returning, not Kevin the Dry PP.
For those of you that are listening over on Spotify, FM, and Anchor.com, in the software that we use, it allows those of us who have producer credentials to alter or name the people on screen. Like when we have a guest come on, we can put their name in. And when Kevin was telling the story way back when about him being friend zoned, and I made the comment of you were friend zoned with the dry PP, I had unknowingly to Kevin changed his name from Kevin Wilson to Kevin with the dry PP, and he noticed it approximately 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I did.
This is the stuff you miss out on when you're not watching us when we go live on twitch.tv/BJD Pod. You can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/the BJD Podcast. And again, don't forget to head on over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com and in the search bar, put in the BJD Podcast. We will show up and you make sure that you like, You subscribe, you share, you follow, and you tell everybody what exactly we are doing. It costs you the low price of free 99, and it gets you our glorious faces. We've got some comments coming in from Twitch right now. Plague Doctor said, "Who the fuck is up, boys? What are we chatting on?" Well, Plague Doctor, just to give you a short rundown, we were talking about pieces of shit. Not like the actual toilet ones, but the ones that...
Hey, we got a new follower.
Oh, we have a new follower.
Yeah. Azrael the Dark 92, welcome to the show.
And Azrael actually left the next comment where he says, "Love you guys."
Yep.
So to get back to the Plague Doctor's original comment, you want to know what we're chatting about? We're chatting about pieces of shit, not the ones that go in the toilet, although would like to flush some of those. And how when you loan money out to people, it is always kind and courteous to make sure that they get paid back. Or if they are giving you money for something, you give them the something they are giving you money for.
Yes.
And
the other part to the money stuff, Ray, is when you are dealing with money, you find out. We'll read that next one in a second. When you money changes how people view you and how you view others. When you go and find out that somebody's worth X, your viewpoint of them changes. Oh, well, of course I can afford that.
Right.
When you find out that this person is poor and destitute, your viewpoint changes there too. And it can be one of two. It's either, oh God, why don't they just get a job? Or we need to help them however we can.
Well, there's the third,
but
that goes along with
money between friends is never good.
No.
So if you ever have to go and spend money with friends or loan friends money,
or
make sure that when you do that, it's an amount of money that you're okay with never seeing again. $20? Okay, whatever. I'm not hurting for money. I'm never going to see it again. $700? Whoa, now hold on a second.
And that's how we ended up with the name change from Kevin Wilson to Kevin with the dry PP.
Yes.
You may want to go back and take a look at that, Doctor, and you'll understand what we're talking about. So
might have to cut that.
The comment of the night, and if our comments were working correctly, I would pin it to the top. He says, "You mean like copyright stealing pieces of shit?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
That is exactly what we mean. When somebody puts their own time and money into making something look cleaner, crisper, more palatable, so that you can use it to get your name out there and get your base larger. And then upon getting booted out of the network for nefarious reasons, you then decide you're going to take that copyright-written material and use it for your own fledgling network. Yes, those are the people that we are talking about. Plague Doctor also says, you see, to some people, 20 is $700. You're absolutely right. You don't know what the situation is, and that's why you don't fuck with people's pockets. You are absolutely right. I have, and it was my wife who instilled this belief in me when we first got together. No matter how much you can't stand somebody, you still don't know what they are going through. So don't fuck with people's money. And I don't, because I always used to be the type of person like, I'm going to blow up your spot right at work. I don't give a fuck. I don't do that. I'll blow you up outside of work. I'll blow you up on social media because that's the new thing. But no, I will not fuck with your job because we all still have bills. Because Bill and the IRS don't fucking care. So with that being said, Plague Doctor 73 over on Twitch says, "Hey, quick side note. Johnny Wrestling, meaning Johnny Gargano, to AEW or WWE? Now, my answer is going to may surprise some people, but I am going to say that Johnny Wrestling, when he does decide to return to the ring, is going back to WWE. I am saying that because Corey Graves, earlier this week on Monday Night Raw, referenced DIY. And he referenced DIY during the Tommaso Ciampa Bobby Lashley match, where Ciampa had Lashley in a submission, and it kind of was almost like a cross between the Rings of Saturn / Regal Stretch and Corey Graves said, if you don't have a submission, you just got to do it yourself.
Yeah, I didn't catch that until someone in our who was it that posted that in our Discord server?
I think that might have been me. I can go back and check real quick.
Yeah, it was either you or Norm. I couldn't remember which.
The problem is finding which one because No, it was me. I posted it at 4:20 this morning when I was getting ready for work and sitting on the crapper. Because that's what you do, right?
You send all of your messages out while you're on the toilet. Okay. Please send me money. Stop. Need it really, really bad. Stop. I'll make sure your t-shirt is sent to you. Stop.
I will never pay you back if you never get the t-shirt. Stop. Oh, and
thank you.
For those of you that have been following this whole low-key thread, I just want to let you know that this is one of the reasons why Kevin and I made the choice to go to the SLG network. Go back to the SLG network, I should say. One of the co-founders, co-creators, co-owners of the SLG network was the person who paid back the individual who had money stolen from him. It wasn't the fucking schmucks from that stole the money. It was one of the owners, co-owners, creator, founder of the SLG network, because he said, listen, this ain't got shit to do with me, but this isn't right. We're part of the network and we take care of our own. So big shout out to that particular person. You know who you are. I'm refraining from naming names, although I really I want to just air them out, but we won't. We will show some restraint. So, with that being said, Plague Doctor has left a couple of comments over on Twitch, and he says he also said part of Gargano's theme lyrics. I missed that one. Did he drop a rebel?
Yeah, I missed that one too.
Wow. Oh, hold on. He has it in the next comment. Pretty sure it was another day Ciampa is going to give him hell. It is part of Rebel Heart.
Pipe bomb.
Ezreal coming in on Twitch with a pipe bomb. Yeah, I guess you could say there's been a pipe bomb thread throughout the course of the show for the last hour and 40 minutes. So we have another comment.
A little bit.
Twitch says, I heard a rumor of the Way returning to Help Theory. Cash in money in the bank because Luminous returned. Bro, that's good.
Ooh, wait, hang on.
Okay, go for it.
I'm in a very creative mood right now with a lot of different stuff I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah, got a little pep in you.
All right. So Luma's return, which by the way, I said in our me and Ray's Discord that we have, that was perfect what AJ did. You know, it was one of those it was one of those AJ sees something turns around, and then, wait, what was that again?
Mhm.
And then looks at it. And then from that point on, he kept looking over in that corner like, what was that? Who was that? What was that? Are they still, where'd they?
Right.
Obviously, I'm looking at the camera. He was looking behind, like,
Yeah, he always,
and the camera kept panned to that corner. Like, they really didn't move away from that camera shot.
you know what the best part about that was? Is during that whole thing, right? The camera was following AJ, but they did it in a way where wherever they followed AJ, you could see the officers struggling with who ended up turning out to be Dexter Loomis in the background. So it was always there. And then you had, throughout the course of the night, the little seeds planted, the car in the random car that had hit a pillar in the parking garage, supposedly. And then they go back a little while later, and the car is being put on a flatbed, and then cops and security come running through the interview. Like the way that it was threaded throughout the show gives me real, and I know that this term gets used to the point that it is now overused, but it gives me real Attitude Era vibes, because if you recall the Attitude Era, the stories weren't just here and at the end of the show and that's it and then the rest is all filler. It was threaded throughout the show to keep you watching, to keep you engaged, because they knew that if they didn't, you were flipping the channel to go over to Monday Nitro, or to go, or to do the reverse and go to Raw, So there was that threading. And you know what the threading also helps build? Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Something that WWE has been lacking severely. And we have a ton of comments coming.
Yeah. No, we've got a ton of comments. Like, so from what Driven 13 went and said about the rumor of the way returning to hell. By the way I kind of look at that is, you got Dexter coming up. Well, maybe Indy Hartwell comes up, and then all of a sudden you hear Rebel Heart and you hear The Way, and Candace comes back.
Well, yes,
and they're able.
What if Candace comes back, right? And this is how they do it. They've already set up for the women's tag team tournament, right? What if somehow one of the lesser known teams gets dropped on their heads, can't compete that night, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, Indy Hartwell shows up. Now, she's not in her typical gear. She's not in her wave gear, because that would obviously give it away, right? Possibly just street clothes. So she's in street clothes. I have a partner. I'll take you guys on. And she could be talking to, I can't remember who the competitors are for the women's tag team, but I know that he could be talking to Dakota and Io, because there's all history there, right? She could be talking to Dakota and Io, and then they're like, all right, fine, bring it. But who's your partner? Indy gets to the ring, cue Poison Pixie. Boom, there you go.
That crowd would ignite.
On the main roster with Theory and presumably Dexter. Now everybody's waiting. They're waiting, and Corey just keeps dropping crumbs, like little Garganoisms and things like that. Not the wrestlers. The wrestlers are just doing their thing, right? Because right now, Ciampa is still with Miz. Right?
Yes.
Because you kind of want to get in the way and that little DIY thing going. And then the Clash at the Castle. Whatever match Ciampa's going to be in. And that's when Gargano comes back. So, getting back to
I like it.
Twitch.
Yeah.
In regards
So, getting back to Twitch, hang on.
Yeah.
No, Plague Doctor likes the whole, return to the help theory, win the Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
They go and say, I also like Johnny taking the briefcase before it's cashed in and winning the title. And there is a precedent with The Miz in a court case with us.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah, it would definitely put the next comment immediate top billing. And then we get Ciampa versus Gargano, Ciampa versus Styles. Sorry, not Ciampa. Gargano versus Styles, Gargano versus Flair.
Oh, I see what you did there. Ha ha ha, jackass.
Yeah. But then you stole his thunder, man, because the Dexter intro. This is what he was saying before. Before you started saying about the whole like Attitude Era, the Dexter intro felt like an Attitude Era ending to the show. And I was about to say the same thing too, that like it was a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't around as a wrestling fan for the Attitude Era. I came in 2002, right at the end of the Attitude Era and the start of the Ruthless Aggression Era. But also, looking back at older episodes, like it was threaded throughout the show, the main story of the night. You know, it usually started within the first segment or two, and it was just threaded throughout the night. And this was threaded throughout the night, and it was a cliffhanger of, who was that? Wait, what? Why? Why is AJ keep looking back like to make sure like nothing's going on? Who was that? Wait, why does he keep turning around? Why doesn't the camera pan away from this shot? What's going on? Oh, they're going off the air. Oh crap! I guess I'm gonna have to tune in next Monday at 8 p.m.
Right, which is exactly what you want to do.
Son of a bitch!
Now
I gotta find out what happened. And then WWE's Twitter account went and posted a video of the incident itself. And that just leads to more intrigue, because it's like, this is what was going on while the match was taking place?
Yep.
I gotta find out what happens next Monday. You know? Now, the downside with me, with my work schedule, you know, obviously it'll be changing next Friday, but with my work schedule, I work at night. So I can't watch Monday Night Raw in its entirety. So I watch the Hulu version because it's 90 minutes and it gives me the whole thing. I completely missed all of the car stuff.
Oh, really?
They didn't include any of the car stuff at all in the Hulu presentation. I got all the matches and I got the promo segment in the very beginning. You know, I got pretty much everything else. But I searched out those. I think that's 8 now. I'm almost there. Yep, we're at 8. Oh, one more. But I searched out those car videos, and it's like, okay. So this was threaded throughout the night. So Plague Doctor goes and says that the car was Dewdrop and Nikki's.
Well, see,
and then, what if Candice and Indy replaced them?
So, I can see both, right? I didn't think it was Candice and Nikki's. The first car segment that I saw Candice and Nikki standing there, but I thought they were just telling security. Like, once I went back and played everything in my mind, because first off, I didn't even realize that was Dexter Lumis. I thought it was Boss Rutan. Because the only look at his face that I got was that quick one when they're pulling him backwards, right as the show ends, and it's Jimmy Smith.
Yep.
Jimmy Smith.
Jimmy Smith.
Jimmy Smith. It was Jimmy Smith who was like,
not Jimmy Smith.
it was Jimmy Smith, a UFC guy, who was like, "Is that who I think it is?" So for whatever reason, I was like, "Oh, that must be Boss Rutan," because it looked like Boss Rutan.
Well, yeah, and it would make sense, you were thinking, because it's Jimmy Smith, who's very predominantly
MMA.
He's predominantly MMA.
Yeah.
You know, he admitted on SiriusXM's Busted Open that he really didn't follow pro wrestling at all.
Yeah, he hadn't.
And thank you, Plague Doctor, for the congrats on the job. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. You know, like, he wasn't a big pro wrestling person. You know, he wasn't really following it. Now with the way that he commentates with Graves and Saxton, you would think he's full of shit.
Listen, you want to hear some really good Jimmy Smith shit? Listen to him during the first 5 to 10 minutes of that Ziggler-Gable match. And notice how Corey and Saxton laid out and just let Jimmy call it. Because they were going, that was a straight shoot, brother. Where they were just, that was Greco-Roman wrestling. Obviously, we know Chad Gable's pedigree when it comes to amateur wrestling and Olympic wrestling. But I think a lot of people forget that Dolph Ziggler, when he was going to Kent State University, held the record for years, even after he graduated, for most pins in a career. Like, do you realize how good you have to be to have a long-standing, and that was a long-standing record. I think it stood for like almost 10 years. To have a long-standing record like that. So if you listen, I mean, Corey and Saxton may put a little shine on some of the stuff during that match, but for like the first 5 to 8 minutes, that was all Jimmy, and you could just hear how comfortable he was. Not that he's not comfortable calling wrestling, but when something is ingrained in you and you learn another skill, you can totally tell the difference when you go back to what you know as opposed to what you were taught. So shout out to Jimmy on that, and that's why I made the connection with Bass Rutten. It wasn't until somebody posted, I think it was Norm, posted a still in the, or maybe it was Clark. I think it may have been Clark that posted the still photo that showed that it was Dexter Lumis, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense, because I was trying to figure out why the hell Bass Rutten would show up on WWE programming. And why would it be AJ Styles? But so getting back, and this is all because we just went off on a tangent. We're going to try to bring back to Plague Doctor's comment of what if Candice and Indy replace Doudrop and Nikki. So when I was watching that, I just thought Doudrop and Nikki were doing the old Dane Cook skit about the car accident, where he talks about being in his kitchen at like 3 a.m, and all of a sudden he lived on a busy intersection, so when he was there, he would hear, and then he'd wait anxiously to hear the big bang and crash, right? And constantly he was just teased. He'd be in his kitchen and he'd hear, and he'd wait for it, nothing. Until finally he heard, and then the fucking money shot, bang, car crashes. He runs out there and everybody's just standing there, and they all say the same thing, just differently. Yeah, I was just standing in my kitchen, don't know what happened. I heard the noise and I came out. He'd be like, yeah, I was, I just heard the noise and I came out. So that's what I thought that they were doing, but that makes more sense if it was Doudrop in Nikki's car. And they're like, hey, what happened to our car? All setting up for Candice and Indy to sandbag him. I like that Plague Doctor. Good shit.
I do too. Yeah, they're still not displaying.
That's weird, man.
I know. Hey, you know what? It just makes me want to go and learn OBS even more.
Right? So,
because then we can go and do things a hell of a lot differently.
Absolutely. And there's a gentleman over in the SLG network who uses OBS because in their free time they stream themselves. So we will have a wealth of knowledge. We will have resources at our disposal that may, not that we don't have them now, because we all have the entirety of human knowledge in our pockets with our phones. But sometimes having somebody show and explain in easier to comprehend terms is better than watching somebody on YouTube go, yes, this, here, there, and because after about 5 minutes of that, my brain shuts off. So, a plague doctor says, I need to get on my booking series for real.
Yeah, that was some good shit they were doing.
It was. And for those of you that don't know, I'll let the cat out of the bag. Plague Doctor 73 is a member of the SLG network, and he has a mind. He has a very creative mind, especially when it comes to fantasy booking, pro wrestling, and just overall creative. I want to say maybe resident creative genius of the SLG network. I think we're going to drop the tribal chief title and just go with resident creative genius of the SLG network. Because for a while there, he was being known as the tribal chief of the SLG network. And then, as typical of the Plague Doctor, who, if you want to see who the Plague Doctor is, head on over to the SLG Network's YouTube page, youtube.com/the SLG Network, and check out the CD's podcast, where you can see these nuts drag across your face as those two guys who know shit about fuck talk shit about fuck.
I love one of the comments they just left, but I'm not going to actually read it because it name drops, and we've been doing everything but name dropping, and I don't want to name drop because then this episode won't see the light of day.
That one?
Oh, why the fuck did you read it?
It was 1 hour and 57 minutes. There you go. That was the time where I started reading.
Oh, god damn it. Now I gotta cut that portion out too. Okay, so hey, if you see a jump cut all of a sudden in the video, it's because of cuts. I'm probably gonna have to go and record something at the start of the video and say, hey, just to give you guys a heads up, there's some parts that I had to cut because reasons. So if there's all of a sudden like a stop and a start, and it's like, wait, how did we get from A to B? That.
All we need to do is just insert the 3 hours later. And each time go up 7 hours later. 12 hours later. And listen,
thank you for that idea.
Welcome. I do have some good ones, at times, just not all the time.
Oh, I love that idea. All right.
So here's the
thing. It's going to be up for a long ass time, but I like that idea.
If you want to see the unedited version, baby, you need to be tuning in to our motherfucking Twitch. Head on over to twitch.tv/BJD Pod, and then you can not only will you see the unedited versions of our podcasts, you can participate in the chats with us. And as you can see, we respond real time. Not like some jamokes that'll pick and choose what comments to read. 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 50 seconds on most podcasts.
You all of a sudden started to slow down.
What's that?
No, like all of a sudden you were like slowing down on my end and like not freezing, but like definitely slowing down on the bit rate. So I'm like, oh god, don't tell me. Like towards the end of the podcast, I'm gonna have an internet issue.
Oh,
that is not my gimmick. That would be gimmick infringement if I have the internet issue.
Right, because the internet gimmick is all Calvin's. He does a fantastic job with it, And again, if you don't know what we're talking about, check out the CDs podcast over on the SLG Network YouTube page at youtube.com/the SLG Network. Go there.
And if you don't know
like,
who we're talking about, well, then you need to know, and you're wrong for not knowing.
There you go. But while you're there, don't forget to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button. And then you will be able to see Calvin's gimmick on the CDs podcast, where those guys know shit about fuck on the internet. Plague Doctor says, if I'm dropping the Tribal Chief, then I'm picking up the King of Kings title. I don't know. I don't know. But there is somebody on another network, on another podcast, that could probably pick up the title of Chairman of the Board. CEO. Nobody? God, you guys are tough tonight.
Oh, what'd you say?
No,
Sorry, I
Christ, really?
got a message. Got distracted. What'd you say?
God damn it, Kevin. It's not going to be... It's not going to be as funny the second time around. I said, over on another podcast on another network, I am sure that there's somebody that is well qualified to take the title of Chairman of the Board.
Shall we go and bring up screenshots of their Twitter?
No. Oh, fuck it. Why not?
No, we're not. We're not actually doing that.
I have gone from pacifist to chaotic evil in the span of 2 hours.
That is not the amount of chaotic evil I'm about to go and do in a minute.
Oh, Lord. Just...
Because, I mean, are we starting to wrap this thing up?
I'm sorry, what?
Are we starting to wrap this thing up?
We can start to wrap this thing up.
Okay.
We have gone off the rails on this crazy train quite a bit tonight.
For an hour.
Yeah, pretty much for
more than an hour.
More than an hour. So like the first 45 minutes.
I think like
and then,
so I have a mental note in my head at about the 25-minute mark we started talking about Chris Sale and the Red Sox.
Yes.
And then about 20 minutes later we started talking about the Bruins, and then after that it just went completely sideways.
We had no
and downstairs and upstairs.
Talk about the Pats, we'll talk about the Celtics. We'll save that for next week's episode. And where are we airing from next week, Kev? Where are we going to be airing from next week, Kev?
Oh, right here. So we still have one more week of us being independent, and then the week of August 22nd is when we will be starting, and still to be determined.
Mm-hmm.
But there's going to be a second show potentially that might be more pro wrestling centered. We'll fill you guys in the closer we get to that, which will probably be next week. So here's our cliffhanger that you should tune in next week to go and hear what we have to say.
I like it. Plague Doctor says, hey, read this one in private. So that's what we're going to do. Folks, it's been great chatting with you. I hope you enjoyed the last 2 hours and 5 minutes, because we certainly have. We bid you a fond adieu and a farewell. Have a good night.
No, we're not saying good night yet.
We're not.
No. No, because
oh, yes.
This is Skeletor to remind you that the brain not only named itself, but it also recognized it named itself and was surprised when it realized that. Until we meet again, Ray.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, I didn't get to do my movie. Shit. I can't fake a yawn. I almost got to 9 times. And if you know, you know.